Following on daily from the Premadasa Stadium, England have beaten Sri Lanka 2-1 in the ODI series. It's their first away ODI series win since Bangladesh in 2023. So a long time coming, Harmy. And if Saturday was unthrilling, as Harry said, today, what a game.
Yeah, it was a brilliant game and aware that it's a game that I think was coming in this series. 3-match series. I didn't think they were far away in the first game. A little bit of rust coming into it. I think, balance of side, whatever the way you want to look at it, the last over on the first game possibly cost England getting the victory there on a pitch which was getting more and more difficult as the night went on. And then, they batted brilliantly in the second game. And today they showed, I think Brendan McCullum, Rob Key, Harry Brook sees in a lot of these players, which is you talk about ceiling levels and hitting to extreme highs. I think the bowling attack did very, very well when they were, protected by a big score. And I think the batting unit, got off to a half-decent start, a watchful start, but give themselves a chance. Do you know what? People have criticised, and I have criticised, and a lot of people have criticised this team for, not thinking about the situation and playing the situation very well. And I don't want to sort of go down as sort of baseball with brains or anything like that. But there were 40 off the first 10. They give themselves a chance. They were watchful because that's what the situation needed to do. And then you come on to the best bits, and that's Joe Root at his very, very best in this part of the world. If there's a better player that's come to this part of the world from outside the subcontinent, I've not seen it. The way he goes about his business is ridiculous. Took a risk early on to try and get the field in the way he was. And what he did was he set the pace. And great partnership with Bethell. And, nobody's seen that from Harry Brook. We know he's got it. We all know he's got it. But I don't think anybody's seen that. And when you've been going through a difficult time and you've been kicked from pillar to post and everything that you've done in the recent past is negative from a headline point of view, to go and play an innings like that, it's not to shut anybody up. He doesn't need to shut anybody up because he's brilliant. He's a fantastically talented young man. But I think he'll go to sleep tonight, feel as though going into that T20, them T20s in the T20 World Cup, right, let's really kick on from here, because it was a magnificent innings. Some of the shots he was hitting over the top of extra cover, off the seamers and off the spinners. There was a release and a relief in Harry Brook and the way he played. That was largely set up by Jacob Bethell and Joe Root, and I'm so pleased for him. I really am, because when you have a bad time, you just need that one spark of life. And fingers crossed today. And going forward, the spark of life is what Harry Brook needs to excel as a player. He's a better person for the experiences he's gone through, and it will have to help, would no doubt help his captaincy and his team.
So he spoke to us last week. He fronted up about what happened over the winter, drew a line on it, what Strachan has done, and he said a couple of things. He said he'll have to regain the trust back for his players. I think he's done that today with his actions rather than his words. And he also said about the criticism he receives. He's a player that when he plays good shots, people are like, oh, wow. And judging from the reaction on social media when he got that knock, it's completely opposite to when he gets out to a stupid shot. He's one of these players that when he does get out in the way he does get a pylon. But we've seen tonight what Harry can produce at his best.
He does get a pylon, and I played with one of the very best at that in Kevin Peterson. And I'd much rather than play that way. I'd much rather speak highly about his brilliance when he's brilliant, and speak, sometimes negatively about a poor execution of a shot, because it's the way he plays and the person he is and the player he is. I think we're going to get more positive days than negative days. So I can put up with getting caught at extra cover. I can put up with running down a wicket and missing one. I can put up with all that because of what he's just produced. So I think, we live in a society with social media and everybody having their own judgment. The only person that really needs to judge Harry Brook is Harry Brook. And whatever's been said, I think should be in the rearview mirror now, pushed away. He will still have to earn the trust of the players in the room and the people that he let down close to him. But that's never a quick fix. That's over time. That's being a better person. That's, it doesn't mean getting loads and loads of runs. It doesn't mean making match-winning contributions. It's just day by day getting better as a person. And that will help because of what innings he's just played. So, I'm pleased for the boy, and whenever you see somebody get a kick in, you want to see them bounce back. And boy, did he bounce back with a bang! And fingers crossed, this is a great sign for England. It's a shame that Joe's going home.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a lot of clamour on why is Joe Root not going to the World Cup, because I think in this part of the world, in T20 cricket, there might be a place, especially on wickets, if we're going to get later in the tournament, tired wickets, a place for somebody like Joe Root. But the squad is what it is. Harry Brook, that's magnificent today, and hopefully it's a small sample size of what we've got to come for the rest of this winter.
We spoke on Saturday, and I said, what more can we say about Joe? And it's the first time in the ODI series, in a 3-match ODI series, he's hit a 50 at least in every game. And at 35, he just seems to be getting better. Like, what is it about Joe which makes a tricky wicket at times look so simple?
We've just said it there, simple. He keeps everything simple. He really does. Age is a number. We've seen that with Anderson. Greatness doesn't go with numbers. Anderson Broad, 37, 38 shoot it was, I think. Yeah. Joe's got still a huge amount of time to go. He gets better because he practices hard. He does the basic fundamentals of what it needs to be a great player. He does it all, and a lot of it comes down to simple technique, a simple manner, a clear and obvious plan on trying how you're affecting your innings and putting yourself on the opponent. And now, Joe Root gets to 30. Everybody's sort of thinking, right, we've got to wait until he makes a mistake to get out. And at the minute, he's not making them mistakes, and he's not getting out. So, yes, we've said wonderful things, and what a great player he is and stuff like that. But the importance of Joe Root in this group, with the likes of Rian Ahmed going at the top, however long that lasts, Jacob Bethell at number 4. We didn't even see Josh Butler bat today. Josh Butler didn't bat. England got 356, and Josh Butler didn't even bat. So that's good for England. That's good positive signs. And it's always great when Joe Root gets runs, because whenever Joe Root gets runs, 99 times out of 100, England win matches. I
know he'd be absolutely filthy with himself for the way he got out, but I think Jacob Bethell, just a word on the contribution he made, because he, in essence, was the one that kick-started it, that put the foot down and allowed Harry to come in and do what he does.
Yeah, I think from the innings of Jacob Bethell, I think it was good that Joe Root was at the other end. I think in these first 15 to 20 balls, he was struggling to judge the length and what shots to go, whether to go forward or back in the length. I don't think he was picking it too much off the spin off out of the hand. He was playing off the surface. Stranko were bowling a bit wider to him, which they had success in the series. The scoring rate when he first came in wasn't that high, so he could have been feeling inside under pressure to elevate that scoring rate. But having somebody so calm and cool and seen it all before at the other end, I think as he grew through the innings, all of a sudden he was dominating the crease. He was going forward, all the way forward, and playing and getting singles, as well as utilising the depth of the crease. And his hands are quick, and he's got the powerful shots anyway. So it was a big innings for Jacob Bethell in an education form of how you play on these types of wickets, because in the 2 games previous, when he's been sort of tied down a little bit, a few dot balls, he's either come out of his crease from a wide one and missed it, or he's reached for something that's not quite there. So this will give him the world of it'll be the world of good and give him a huge amount of confidence.
And a huge amount of confidence to them in the dressing room there. It's been a tough winter, not for a lack of trying, but they've turned up, results haven't gone their way, and it must be so demoralising when you keep turning up, putting in your best, the results don't go your way. But to come from behind even so in a series and win an ODI series away for the first time in 3 years, what will that do to the group of players behind us here?
Yeah, not only that, if they're winning for the first time in an ODI series away from home in 3 years. Sri Lanka don't get beat here.
No.
Sri Lanka don't get beat here. This is not
Australia and India.
People might underestimate Sri Lanka, but in their own back garden against their spin unit, and remember Hasaranga's back today, their number 1 spinner. This is a brilliant achievement from this side, and as much as we've talked down and been negative of the winter so far with the Ashes, we have to give this the praise it deserves. England have come to Sri Lanka. Yes, whatever the results were before, they've come to Sri Lanka, gone 1-0 down and come back and won 2-1. It's a brilliant achievement for this team, and it's a great sort of kick going into the T20 World Cup. Different format, but a format that England are probably more stronger at in 20-over cricket than 50-over cricket. And a lot of these boys, there's only two or three that are going to leave here and go home. So that confident, the dressing room, and that they must be really sort of super confident and fair play. I mean, but like I said before, don't be underestimating the achievement of what this result is, because for me that is a brilliant achievement from against a Sri Lanka side who will be a force in the T20 World Cup here. And the spinners that were on offer, do you know what? Yeah, let's hope that they get the praise they deserve.
And just finally, a word on Pavan Rathnayake. His maiden ODI century, albeit in a losing cause, it probably won't mean as much to him, but a great innings by him.
It was a brilliant innings. It was an innings where carnage was going around him. He was the Joe Root role. They didn't have anybody to play the Harry Brook role. And again, he got elevated from 7 to 4. Yeah. So a bit more responsibility on him. I mean, that's a huge call from Sanath Jayasuriya and Asalanga, the captain and the coach, to say, right, we're chasing 356. You go from 7 to 4, and Dhananjaya dropped down the order. So, that in itself would have given him a huge amount of, a huge lift and a boost walking out to the crease. And they got off to a good start, and he played shots all around. He picked the ball out of the hand. Working on the TV with Russell Arnold, and we were talking about it. He picked the ball out of the hand. Not every single top order batter for Sri Lanka was picking the ball from Adil Rashid out the hand. It was more off the surface, and that was causing them a lot of problems. But for Rathnayake, he was picking it, seeing it and playing it, and he played it very, very well.
Harmy, we're done with the Prima Dasa now. The ODI leg is done. We'll be back for the T20s. We travel up to Kandy tomorrow, a 4-hour bus journey, so that should be entertaining. We won't be back for following on tomorrow. The boss has given us a day off while we travel, so we'll be back on Thursday to look ahead to the T20 series. And don't forget, every ball of that T20 series is live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. I think it gets underway at 1:30 p.m. in the UK. It's a 7 p.m. start over here, but as I say, we'll be back following on daily on Thursday, looking ahead to the T20 series.